Greetings Netrunners, and welcome to our look at the corp cards from the new Martial Law datapack from the Flashpoint cycle. Today we're starting with Halved and new card Fairchild. New piece of Bioroid Ice. It's code gate, strength of 8, cost of 9 to erase it though. It has end the run unless the runner pays for credits, end the run unless the runner pays for credits, end the run unless the runner trashes one of his or her installed cards, and end the run unless the runner suffers 1 brain damage. So if you can make the runner go into this when they haven't got a way to go through it, that is going to hurt. That's 8 credits they're losing from their economy, trashing one of their programs and suffering a brain damage. So that's something the runner will have to deal with. It is a bit pricey to try and res, but if you can get it out there, it's just going to totally drain the runner's resources, because either he has to pay to break through it, or he has to pay when he encounters it. So definitely one I'd put in there for more high-end ice. As I said, the price makes it a bit prohibitive, but I think it's worth it. Next fast Bioroid, we have Friends in High Places, featuring what looks like a helicarrier on the art there, very Marvel style. Operation Terminal. After you resolve this operation, in your action phase, it says install up to 2 cards from archives, paying all install costs. So make sure that you're doing this as the last click because it's a terminal operation. But for 2 credits, you can get 2 cards back out of your archives, and you can install them just by paying the costs. So if you've lost 2 programs that were gaining you credits or were helping defend your servers, then you can just get them back, reinstall them with 1 click. Next we have Manta Grid. Upgrade region, cost of 1. If the runner has fewer than 6 credits or no unspent clicks when a successful run on the server ends, you have 1 additional click to spend your next turn. So this is huge. It only costs 1, and if the runner has fewer than 6 credits or no unspent clicks when a successful run on the server ends, so that means if you've made them spend all their money, say with an ice like Fairchild, or they did it as the last click of the turn, then if they get through to your servers, you get an additional click next turn. Now there's not that many ways in Halved Bioroid for the corp to get additional clicks, so this is just a good way for the runner to actually give you a free one just for running on you. So I think that's definitely worth it, and with a cost of 5 to trash it, that means your runner will have to put in a significant investment to get rid of it. Next we're moving on to Jin Techy, and we have Mind Game. Cost of 0, Ice Code Gate Side Deflector, strength 4, and has you and the runner secretly spend 0, 1 or 2 credits. Reveal spent credits. If you and the runner spent a different number of credits, choose another server. The runner is now running on that server instead of passing Mind Game. For the remainder of the runner must add 1 install card to the bottom of his or her stack as an additional cost to jack out. So what this one does is similar to Bullfrog, except that the Mind Games does not shift with it, the runner, since it stays in the same place on the same server. Instead, the runner is now running on a different server, and now there is a penalty for them jacking out. Since previously with Bullfrog, as soon as they dealt with that and continued to run on a different server, they could just jack out. With this one, they have to now trash an installed card, put their installed card on the bottom of his or her stack. There's an additional cost to jack out, but they might as well have trashed it, since that's the bottom of the stack, will be almost impossible for the runner to get the card back. So this is kind of an upgraded Bullfrog. I'm not sure if it will see that much use, because although it's a better version of Bullfrog, since it's making them continue that run or have a risk of losing some of their installed cards, at the same time it is just a bit unreliable like Bullfrog. I like it, but we'll see how it does. Next we have Gai Grid. Cost of 1, upgrade region. If the runner has fewer than 6 or fewer than 2 cards in his or her grip, when there is a successful run on the server, you may look at the top 5 cards of R&D and swap one of those cards with a card in HQ. So this is like the region upgrade that Halved Bioroid has. So if they have the fewer than 6 credits, or this time, or fewer than 2 cards in his or her grip, then you can look at the top 5 cards R&D and swap those cards with a card in HQ. So if you look at the top 5 cards of R&D and you notice there's an agenda coming up and the runner might try and get it, you can swap it into HQ. Or if you've got bit of an undefended HQ, you can swap a card from HQ back into R&D to protect it. So 5 cards down, so that's fairly good protection. But once again, it does rely on the runner having certain conditions. So I'm not sure how these cards will do with it, since they do rely a lot on the runner meeting those conditions rather than something you're doing. Next we move on to NBN, and we have IP block, cost of 2. It's an ice barrier tracer, strength 4. When the runner encounters IP block, give him or her 1 tag if there is an installed AI. Trace 3, if successful, give the runner 1 tag, and in the run if the runner is tagged. Now this is quite a big card because it's another piece of ice for NBN that gives the runner a tag instantly. Doesn't matter if they have to trace or anything like that, it just gives them a tag if they've got an installed AI. And then it traces as well to give the runner another tag. And it doesn't say if the runner is already tagged you don't give them one, it still gives them one the next time they encounter it as well. And then end the run if the runner is tagged. So, although you can get around this one, I do think it's going to see a lot of play, because anyone that's using AIs will have an instant tag. Without the corp having to do anything or pay any costs or trace, they just get a tag. The next one, I have another piece of ice called Thoth, does something similar. It's a cost of 7, Ice Sentry Tracer, strength of 6. When the runner encounters Thoth, give him or her 1 tag. So once again, giving an instant tag. So that is pretty big. I definitely think this will see some use. And then it does Trace 4, if successful, do 1 net damage for each tag the runner has. And then Trace 4, if successful, the runner loses 1 credit for each tag he or she has. So all these cards are now just handing out tags to NBN that was already pretty good at getting tags on the runners. You now have a piece of ice that does net damage for the number of those tags. And I've had a game where the runner has 32 tags at the end of the game. So 32 net damage, instant win. And if successful, the other one, if successful, the runner loses 1 credit for each tag he or she has. That's just bankrupt the runner. So this is an extremely strong piece of ice. Now I will definitely be putting it in my NBN deck. Next we have Halved Incorporation. And we have Anson Rose, Asset Executive, cost of 1, Trash cost of 4. When your turn begins, place 1 advancement token on Anson Rose. Whenever you raise a piece of ice, you may move any number of advancement tokens from Anson Rose to the ice. So every turn, this guy is building up advancement tokens for you, and he's making himself a more and more tempting target for the runner to try and trash him to get rid of those tokens. But while they're doing that, hopefully they're staying away from the servers where you've got your agendas building. And the fact is that anytime the runner is going towards one of those agendas, if you've got a piece of ice that can be advanced in front of it, you can just raise it, move all the counters from this guy to that piece of ice, and you could have a super strong piece of ice that the runner didn't even know was coming. So I definitely think this guy is going to see a lot of play, even if it's just as a distraction. Next we have Morcelus. Morcelus can be advanced, cost of 4, strength of 5, Ice Code Gate AP. If Morcelus has 3 or more advancement tokens on it, do the parenthetical text, instead. Otherwise, do not resolve it. So if it has no advancement tokens on it, or less than 3, it has the corp gains 1 credit, do 1 net damage, give the runner 1 tag. However, if it's got 3 or more advancement tokens on it, say from using Anson Rose there, it will do this instead. The corp gains 3 credits, do 3 net damage, and give the runner 1 tag and end the run. So this is ice that's becoming more powerful substantially when it has more advancement tokens on it. And with Anson Rose now in the game, I can see these two going together in any deck. Next we have, oops, there we go, another new piece of ice, Sapper. Strength of 3, strength of 2, Ice Sentry Destroyer, cost of 3. If Sapper is accessed from R&D, the runner must reveal it. When the runner accesses Sapper, he or she encounters it. Ignore this ability if the runner accesses Sapper from Archives. Trash from Program. So, and it has a trash cost of 2, so the runner can get rid of it. But basically, if the runner encounters it as a piece of ice, or if they encounter it from R&D, they have to encounter it then and there, even if they're just revealing it from R&D. And they trash a program. There's just no way around it unless they've got an icebreaker that can deal with it. If they hit this early, then they're just losing their programs. And if they want to get rid of it, they're losing money as well. So I think that's a nice little ambush card there. Next we have the neutral cards. Show of Force. It's a new agenda with 2 agenda points and a cost of 4 to res it. Agenda Security. When you score a Show of Force, do 2 meat damage. So this is just a nice little agenda that will not get you many points, but at the same time, when you res it, it will be doing 2 meat damage to the runner, and that could be potentially fatal if you've got them low enough from going through your ice that when you resolve it, you can just do 2 instant damage. And finally we have Enforced Curfew. Cost of 0, Operation Current. This card is not trashed until another current is played or an agenda is stolen. The runner's maximum hand size is reduced by 1. That's pretty big, because you're reducing their hand size, which is their life total, and if you've got multiple copies of this, say all the copies you can have in your deck and play at once, then you've really taken down the runner's hand size. So that cards like this, Show of Force, or others that can just instantly do some damage, would be far more effective at killing the runner. Right, that's all we have from this data pack, Netrunners. We hope to see you next time when we'll hopefully be playing some games with these cards. So remember to like and subscribe.